Welcome back to part 4 in the series of video tutorials about how we made the proof of concept trailer. We've been inside so far, we've been indoors, and now we're heading outside because this video is focusing all about the night exterior shoot that we did with our massive 50-man crew of film professionals. And no, just joking, this is the real deal here. There were just the 4 of us filming lonely out in the woods at night.
Nothing weird about that. Cool. Okay then.
Well, we shot this sequence on the Sony Z1 and not the Canon 7D. I know.
What?
Zonga. Mainly the reason we did that is we know, as many people also know, that the Z7... Z7? There is a Z7, isn't there? The 7D has a rolling shutter issue that we talked about last time, and it doesn't like a lot of kind of fast movement, fast pace, kinetic shooting, and so
Kinetic shooting. Oh,
isn't that right?
That's nice.
Is that right?
Very fancy. Very fancy.
All right.
Kinetic shooting.
And so we thought that the Z1 would be more flexible for this kind of shooting. We wouldn't have any issues with the rolling shutter. It would be easier for us to kind of do handheld shooting with it.
Good job we did.
It is a good job.
I've got a feeling actually it's better in low light as well.
I think it is.
I'm not sure. But
yeah, and the focus isn't as critical. So
Yeah.
when you're running around, you don't have to worry so much that your shots are going to be soft.
That's a good point. Okay, lighting. So obviously we were outside at night and it was very dark, and we were going to need some kind of lighting.
Yeah.
You know, quite useful really.
Handy, you know.
Good.
Well, we decided to use. We'd obviously driven to the location in our car. And we decided to use our car headlights instead. This is something we have done before on The Price of Freedom, and we knew we could do this again. So
Never underestimate the high beams.
yeah, I mean, think about it. Like, we managed to pretty much shoot this entire sequence, in fact, with just our car headlights.
Headlights. A good headlighting thing.
Here you can see in this shot, Mark is being lit from where we are, from where the camera is, but you can also see in the back of shot, over the top of the hill, there's light coming from over the brow of the hill. That's actually the car headlights. And then the rest of this sequence, all of these shots were lit with the car headlights. We had just one stretch of gravel driveway that we ran up and down, and we actually kept the car at the bottom of the driveway and just had Mark running up the driveway away from the car, so he was backlit by the car headlights, and then he'd stop and turn around and run towards the car and would be lit from the front by the car headlights, and we just did that.
It's a very, very effective, good little tool to
Yeah.
remember, but just make sure you don't run your battery down. So in this little clip, check me out.
I'm the smoke man, as you can see. I'm in my ready stance, we're ready to go. Green, good to go. So let's see how this goes. It's sort of a bit hit and miss at the moment. See in a bit.
I'm doing a bit of a run around here with the smoke machine on an extension cable, which was pretty handy dandy. We wanted to make it look like he was running handy dandy. We wanted to make it look like he was running through some thick fog and stuff like that, so we couldn't blanket the whole area with smoke because we only had this small smoke machine. So what we did was I ran in front of the camera blasting a bit of smoke, and Mark and Elliot was on the camera. They just ran through the smoke, and it worked quite well, quite effective really, and quite simple.
Okay, we're good on smoke?
Good on smoke, very good on smoke.
Okay, let's go. Okay, good. I'm back down.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, dude.
There's a tree there. How would that look?
Look good.
I mean, obviously we'll pick the best bits. So
Yeah, this is good. Bit of grading and all that, really great.
that's the one, isn't it?
Yeah. It's good.
Okay then. So now
Yeah. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go.
And dive. Tap it.
That was close.
This is much better here.
over that side of the road, see how it's floating back.
Over that side, yeah?
You're supposed to be the smoke
that
expert. That side.
Yeah, thanks. That would help.
One shot which was quite difficult for the smoke was
Department.
for the smoke department. Yeah, was this one here. We wanted him to kind of punch through this smoke, but we had a lot of problems with that. It took us a long time
Wind
to.
kept blowing
The
up.
wind kept blowing. The wind was bad. The wind was good.
Okay, smoking up. Wind's changed. Creeping a little bit. Oh, bloody hell. This way. This is not good, is it? It's already gone. The smoke's already gone. No, it's too late.
Right, I'm rolling.
This is great wind.
Great wind.
Great wind. New level. Go, go, go.
Are we ready?
Go, go.
It was tricky, but it was good fun. But lesson learned: don't use a small smoke machine out in the middle of nowhere because it ain't gonna work.
Poor old Mark. We do put him through his paces, and I mean, I think he was sweating actually, wasn't he? He said,
was.
I'm actually out of breath.
It was a bit of a workout for
It
him.
was.
It's a glamorous game.
It is.
Good, I'm back.
Let's cut to the woods. Here we are in the woods.
Whoa.
There's a road that ran parallel with the tree line that we could park the car and shoot the headlights into the woods. But they obviously didn't penetrate very far, so we had to stay on the edge of the tree line. You can see from this shot we've positioned the camera so that the car is directly behind a tree. The overall lighting is quite dramatic. We did a bit of following him through the woods, which was very dangerous actually. Mark couldn't see what the hell he was doing because he was blinded by light again.
I was hiding behind some trees.
And I was just chasing him, looking at the viewfinder and not looking where I was running, so one of us could have very quickly run straight smack into a tree, but that was part of the thrill. Living on the edge.
Thrill of the chase.
Okay.
If you know that the light is only coming from one direction, you know that we've kind of cheated it a bit, but hopefully you didn't notice that.
Well, talking of cheating, we had a tree trunk that had fallen over, and we got Mark running away from camera and jumping over the branch into darkness. And then we just got him to run the other way, so he jumped over the tree stump towards the light and towards us. And then in the edit, we just cut the two together and flipped them in post. So one was the opposite, and it makes it look like he's running towards it, jumping over it, and then coming towards camera on the other side.
Sometimes it works out for the
Sometimes
best.
it's better to just cheat it, isn't it?
Pretty cool. Something for you to laugh at here. We had written into the script a couple of shots where an ominous shadow creeps up over the brickwork of the
What could it
house
be?
exterior. Blah, blah, blah. We ended up not using it in the end because we thought it was better without it. But for your entertainment and your enjoyment, believe it or not, this is my shadow. I'm typecasted as the ominous figure, always in the background. And to achieve this, I knelt down on the floor, got down and dirty, did my job, did my duty, and I thought they were amazing.
It's
But,
supposed to look
they
like
got,
something.
They got cut.
Yeah.
So that was
It's supposed to look like someone's approaching, or something is approaching the house. Instead, it just looked like someone standing up.
in front of some car headlights.
So anyway,
Agreed.
there we go. I think that's everything for the exterior shoot. We did it in a couple of hours, one night only. One night only. And that's just a good example of, guerrilla filmmaking at its best. Okay. So come back for part 5, where we'll just be talking briefly. Nothing's ever brief at the real deal. About
Except my briefs.
about post-production and all the lengths we went to in the edit, the colour grade, and adding sound effects.
That should be pretty sweet.
Yeah, just to put the icing on the cake, as it were. It brings all the pieces of the puzzle together.
How many metaphors can you fit in? Oh.
I'm the metaphor king. Bye.